YouTube, Miss William. Today we're going to make or try to make a salve. Now you might have seen me using salve on other videos, and I kind of alluded to it. But today we're going to actually try to make some. And let me reposition the camera, and I'll show you what ingredients we're going to use. Okay, what we have right here is dog fennel, or some people would call it mayweed. I've got some hickory nuts that I'm going to pound up, and I'm going to chop all this up as well. I'm going to pound it up. Got some beeswax. This is probably about a ½ ounce, but I'm probably going to cut that down to a quarter. Some baby oil, some vitamin E. Got some wild orange oil. And if you didn't have the orange oil, you could actually grate up some orange peelings and put this into the oil. And what I'm going to cook it down in is some coconut oil. So the intent is to make a skin cream that has some antimicrobial properties from the iodine of the hickory nut hulls. And these, we always call them pig hickory nuts, but I think they may be swamp hickory or something like that. But anyway, so right now I'm gonna crush all these down, and just to kind of give you an idea of what dog fennel is. If you, if I can see it in the sun, if you pull it up on Gordon's Ablaze, fennels can be used as teas, and it can also be done as essential oils. It's a cleansing and medicating herb, and can be used to steam facial or opening of pores, rejuvenating skin. So it's a good skin product. Okay, I've been using variations of this on my cuts and burns and things, and it's a very good skin cream. So here we go. And here I'm just crushing them up with an axe, just trying to get all the oils I can out of it. Even the nuts has some iodine in it. Boy, it's very bitter, so it has a lot of tannins in it. Let me get something to put all this in. Just kind of scoop it up here. Get off my work table. I don't think I need any fat wood in there. There's some fat wood. Don't need that. And these are, right now the dog fennel is flowering. So it's a good time to harvest it. You can see the little flowers on it. And I probably got too much, so I'm just going to use this one here, the large one. And you can dry this and make teas out of it. It's very good as a tea. It's a little bitter, but the other thing that it excels at is a insect repellent. Now if you just take some of the leaves like this, a handful of leaves, and just crush them up and just rub them on your skin, then it will repel insects like you wouldn't believe. It is a very good plant. Has a very good odor to it. Well, some people don't like the odor. I think it smells good, but and just my elbows is where mosquitoes attack me the most. But anyway, you can just crush it up and get the oils. You can feel the oils in your hands. So kind of chop that up a little bit. It don't take much. Don't take much at all. Alright. I'm gonna put this in the bucket. Don't want to lose any of it. Okay, that's quite a bit there. So I'm gonna put the hickory nut holes in there. And I'm gonna make I don't know, I'm gonna put enough oil in here to kind of cover everything up. So put probably about a tablespoon of vitamin E oil. Yeah, this top broke out of this thing. Put it in a different bottle. And I want to put probably about 2 tablespoons of baby oil. That coconut oil is going to be really good for skin as well. And drop the orange. Now this is highly concentrated, so I'm just going to put about 10 drops, maybe 20 in there. And here's the coconut oil. And what I want to do is just kind of cover it a little bit. So get the camera where you can see this. So that's what we've got. It's kind of covered a little bit. And what I want to do is, as we cook this, now what I'm doing is I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in the house and I'm going to cook it on low heat for about 45 minutes. Okay? And well, no, actually, I'll set up my little stove out here and I'll show you how to cook it. Alright, got it on the stove, and I want to just turn this down as low as I can get it without it turning off. Okay, and there's a... What I may have to do is just leave it on there for a little while and then take it off and put it back on there, because this coconut cooks at a very low temperature, so I don't want to burn it. Okay, once I get it cooked, then I'll get back with you. I want to wait and melt the beeswax because I want to see exactly how much liquid I get out of this before I melt the beeswax. So, cook my blade. So I'll get back with you in just a minute. While that is cooking down, I want to show you read what else it says about fennel. It says fennel has been used throughout history as being considered an appetite depressant and a weight loss aid. All parts of the fennel plant are safe to use. The Hippocrates, I guess it's Hippocrates, recommended a tea to increase the flow of milk in nursing mothers. Menopausal women may want to try it to ease the associated symptoms. The leaves or stems can be pounded into a paste and given to nursing mothers to release breast swelling. Fennel teas or fennel water has been used throughout history to break up kidney stones, quiet hiccups, prevent nausea, aid digestion, prevent gout, purify the liver, reverse alcohol damage to liver, and treat jaundice. It is said to relieve colic, flatulence, and expel worms. Boy, tell you what, it's something else. It says it may be effective when using along with conventional treatments in prostate cancer and is definitely worth trying, but consult your doctor first. Tea can be gargled as a breath freshener and applied as an eye wash. Alternatively, the leaves can be dried, pulverized into a powder, and made into capsules for when it is not convenient to utilize in a tea. To make fennel water, use 8 drops of oil to 1 pint of water. Take up to 8 teaspoons per day. So, in theory, all of this is edible that I have in here. So, you could actually take some of this oil and concentrate it down into a decoction and use it as a medicinal herb if you wanted. Now, while we're cooking now, let me set this off for just. So what I was saying was, you could take this oil that we're extracting from the fennel, even though it has iodine in it, it's still, you can use it internally. I just wouldn't use that much of it. And just not use the beeswax to it. The only thing the beeswax does is solidify it into a paste. Okay? So, but you could, in theory, take this and boil it down to a decoction and take it internally. I don't know how well it tastes, but that's an option. Because the coconut oil is definitely, can use it internally. The fennel you can, and the hickory nuts you can as well. So, just an idea. So I'm going to let that sit and stir it for a little bit, then I'm going to put it back on the fire and cook it a little bit more. Just kind of show you what, well, you can smell the orange in it. That's what it looks like so far. See how it's red, it's turning, it's from the hickory nuts. It's going to have quite a bit of iodine. That's what's in the hickory nuts, is iodine. And walnuts, any green whole nut has that in it. You can actually take the inner bark and do the same thing, but I had these hickory nuts. So. Still pretty warm. I just let it sit there for a little bit. Did take me long to look at it. Alright, we're going to let it sit there for a little while and ferment. And then we'll put it back on the fire and heat it up again. We'll do this a couple of times and I'll get back with you on the next real step. Oh, I was going to mention also the orange. Orange is very good for the skin as well, the orange oil. If you're curious, you can look it up on the internet. Just do a Google search for orange oil, medicinal. Anything citrus like lemon oil or orange oil or lime oil is good for the skin. So you can look that up as well. Reading some more on dog fennel. It says, and I'm getting this from bellybites.com. It says modern science indicates that fennel has anti-inflammatory effects. It also has antibacterial and antifungal properties, and lowers blood pressure. They use it as a culinary effect in France, especially the seeds. So I've got seeds in there. It's flowering and trying to seed at this point. So it's a very useful plant. So it's not the weed. Anyway, I knew it had some antibacterial effects because I mean I've been using it on my cuts and burns and things when I'm working on the forge, and I mean it heals it up right quick. I mean it's good stuff. Alright, so I'm on my second cooking, letting it cool. I'm probably going to do it one more time, then let it cool down, then we'll strain it. Alright, I think it's cooled down enough to where I can handle it. So basically I just got a strainer here and well, we use Viva paper towels, so they're almost like cloth. It's almost like a cheesecloth. And I'm just going to put it in the strainer like this. And my other little container. And kind of strain it, catch all of it I can. Just let it sit there and drain for a little bit. While that's draining, I'll squeeze it. Once I get it drained, I'll just squeeze it out into the little container there. But I mean, this is basically the steps that you can use with any medicinal plants that you find. Basically what you're doing is extracting the oils from that plant and putting it into the coconut oil. So the more you add to that, plant-wise, the more you can extract out of that plant and add it to the coconut oil. And then once you filter out the plant material, then you have the essential oils. And if you boil it and continue boiling it, then you're boiling it down to a highly concentrated essential oils. So, but with the coconut oil, I didn't want to boil it down too much because that's beneficial as well. I want to use this as primarily a skin cream for cuts and scrapes and minor things like that. It's not for wounds, just for minor injuries and rashes and things like that. But this is the same process that, like I said, would work if you wanted to use a wound salve. Then it's the same process. You would just use plantain or yarrow or something like that to add to this instead of the dog fennel. The good thing about this salve is that it has so much concentrated of dog fennel in it that it's an excellent insect repellent. So if you have a tin of this in your pack, it not only helps you with your scrapes and cuts and bruises that you get on camp to keep it from getting infected, but it also acts as a insect repellent. You just take a little dab of it and spray it on your exposed skin, and then you'll be fine. So just a little bit of tip. So yeah, let's squeeze this out. Get all that oil that I can out of it. Alright, now what I'm left with is, I don't know if you can see that or not, let me move the camera. It's almost a dark green with a little bit of red in it. You see a little bit of red. So that is, I would guess, maybe 2 cups, wouldn't you think? So what I want to do is I'm actually going to take, this is that much. Let me go get a measuring thing. I'll be right back. Alright, now if I was just doing this for myself, I would just guess at it. But since I'm doing this in a video, then we'll do an exact measurement just so that you guys can see. So it's 1.5 cups. That's close. So what I want to do is, this is about 1/2 ounce, and I don't want it hard. So if you wanted a real stiff salve, then you would add more beeswax. If you want it a little bit softer, then you would add less. So I'm going to use this entire cube of wax, and I'm just going to put it in that and set it on the fire and melt it. Alright, just letting it melt there. I got the heat as low as I can. If it starts to scorch, I may have to lift it off for a second or two, but just kind of watch it there. Okay, I've got the beeswax melted, so I'm just going to pour it into this. Just let it drain there for a minute. And then stir it real well. Make sure I don't have any particles on this spoon. Okay, now I've got some tins here that I want to fill up. I know I've got more stuff in these tins, but alright, it's stiffened up quite a bit, and the consistency is about like Jello, but it'll stiffen up a little bit more than that. It's still not completely cool as much as it can be or will be. Well, I appreciate you guys joining me on this. I hope it's beneficial to you. I hope you try this. And I mean, like I said before, you don't have to use the same ingredients that I did. You can make healing salve out of just about anything that you want. Just as long as the plants have the right properties, then it can make a good salve. Just extract the oils out of it. And you don't have to use coconut oil. You can use olive oil. I wouldn't use Crisco or anything like that. You can use deer tallow, animal fats and bear tallow and things like that. But anyway, that is it. You guys need to get out and try some of this stuff. Learn some of these little skills, and knowledge is one thing, skill is another. It's good to have the knowledge, but skill's even better. So until the next one, you guys be safe. Get out in the woods. Enjoy life. If you do, take plenty of band-aids and lots of knives. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.